Christian Bale's California ranch wasn't built for show. It was for peace. Nestled among rolling hills and oak trees, where the noise of Hollywood gives way to wind, sun, and the laughter of his children. It's his sanctuary, not to escape, but to enjoy. Before we go inside, let's take a look back at the journey that shaped one of cinema's most passionate and transformative Hollywood actors. Christian Charles Philip Bale was born on January 30th, 1974, in Haverfordwest, Pembrokeshire, Wales. He is the son of Jenny, a circus performer, and David, a businessman. His childhood was a constant journey, from England to Portugal to Los Angeles, leaving him without a permanent home but always curious about people and their stories. Acting quickly became the only thing he could hold on to. By age 8, he was appearing in commercials, learning to immerse himself in other people's worlds. By 13, that instinct had become a revelation. Steven Spielberg cast him in Empire of the Sun, a war film that required emotional depth from a certain mature schoolboy. Bale gave such a genuine, haunting performance that critics took notice and kept watching. Fame came early, but it left him confused. In the years that followed, he retreated, choosing smaller roles in Newsies, Swing Kids, and Little Women. He wasn't chasing the spotlight. He was learning control, how to act without losing himself. That shift began with American Psycho. In 1999, Bale fought hard to keep the role of Patrick Bateman after it almost went to Leonardo DiCaprio. When the role finally landed, he approached it with obsessive discipline, months of studying, practicing his voice, controlling his body, and practicing until his performance was perfect down to the smallest detail. The film was shocking, controversial, and unmissable. It was the moment Christian Bale stopped being a promise of the future and became a force, an actor willing to sacrifice comfort, recognition, and even his own image to get the part right. That commitment shaped his subsequent choices. In The Machinist, he lost 60 pounds to play a man tormented by guilt. A year later, in Batman Begins, he resculpted his body to become Bruce Wayne. Under Christopher Nolan's guidance, Bale helped transform one of pop culture's most recognizable heroes into a darker, more human figure. A man driven by pain, not by show. The Dark Knight trilogy became a global phenomenon, but Bale stayed away from the hype. For him, Batman was never just a suit. It was always about the man inside. After Batman, he continued to choose stories that emphasized complexity over glamour. The Fighter, American Hustle, The Big Short. Each role took him to new territory, both physically and mentally. As Dickie Eklund in The Fighter, he portrayed the despair of a man addicted to both attention and self-destruction, earning his first Academy Award. In American Hustle, he turned con art into a study of insecurity and hope. In The Big Short, he played a man whose beliefs were a quiet rebellion. Each performance revealed a different side of him, restless, demanding, and unafraid to show flaws when it suited the story. With Vice, that philosophy took a different direction. Bale gained weight, altered his posture, his rhythm, and his breathing to suit the role of Dick Cheney. The transformation attracted press attention, but behind it was something more intentional, an attempt to understand the machinery of power, not just mimic it. The awards came, but Bale's real triumph remained the same: working without watering down the truth. His career is a moving map, each role a test of how far the truth can travel on screen. Throughout his journey, Bale never lost sight of what made him so passionate: simplicity, solitude, and quiet places. Now, away from the spotlight, his life has opened up to a different form of acting, not on stage, but on his ranch in California. California Ranch. Nestled in the quiet hills of Brentwood, California, Christian Bale's 8.5-acre ranch stretches like a slice of the Mediterranean in the heart of Los Angeles. Peaceful, private, and alive with a distinctly sedate quality. Priced at $13.5 million, it's more than just a house. It's a private space built by a man who values tranquility over flash. A cobblestone driveway winds through rows of syrah and olive vines before reaching the main house, a low, cozy structure built with stucco and terracotta, surrounded by 3,000 square feet of covered terraces. The architecture combines 6,600 square feet of indoor space with outdoor living, creating a natural rhythm between light, air, and earth. Each entryway and wall is unique, balancing California comfort with European simplicity. Stepping through heavy wooden doors, the double-height foyer welcomes you with cool stone floors and soft California light. To the left, the spacious living room opens onto the terrace, with wooden beams and tall windows that let in afternoon sunlight. A hand-built fireplace anchors the space, where neutral tones blend with the warm glow of natural textures, linen, oak, and clay. Across the hallway, the family room and private study offer quiet corners, spaces for reflection, reading, or simply being still. At the heart of the home is a luxurious kitchen, stone countertops, custom cabinetry, and professional appliances that seamlessly connects to the cozy dining area and open family room. It's a space built not for show, but for rhythm. Morning sunlight floods the kitchen countertop, late-night conversations trickle through open doors. Large glass panels slide back into the walls to reveal the porch, where the family often gathers for al fresco dinners or quiet evenings overlooking the vineyards. The house has 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, each designed with privacy and tranquility in mind. The living room opens directly onto the garden or terrace, each surrounded by greenery and fresh air. The master bedroom occupies a full terrace, a sun-drenched retreat with a separate sitting area, a spa-style bathroom, and double wardrobes. A balcony extends from the bedroom, offering views of the vineyards and the bustle of the city below in the morning. The feeling here is not luxury, but balance. A gentle reminder that comfort doesn't have to be loud. Inside, a state-of-the-art cinema room serves as a private retreat for Bale and his family. Plush seats, soundproof walls, and the hum of a projector. It's where new scripts are researched, classics reenacted, and long nights are spent immersed in story. Nearby, a guest and staff area ensures space and privacy without being obtrusive. Below the main floor, a 5,000-bottle temperature-controlled wine cellar holds vintage wines from the estate's own vineyards, a peaceful symbol of patience, craftsmanship, and the slow rewards of time. Step outside and you'll enter a tranquil space. The pool and spa are set low in the natural landscape, surrounded by native grasses and a quaint stone terrace. An outdoor kitchen and shady arbor turn weekend afternoons into small parties. Friends gather, children play, laughter echoes in the breeze. In the distance, vineyards roll gently down to the foothills of Mount Diablo, painting a landscape that's both intimate and endless. At the end of the estate, a small barn and solar array reflect Bale's preference for purpose over extravagance. Chickens roam nearby, and a vegetable garden thrives in the California sunshine. Even the home's energy, drawn from discrete solar panels, reflects the quiet sustainability that characterizes the place. This isn't a mansion built to be seen. It's a mansion built to breathe. Amid the vineyards, the warmth, and the silence, Christian Bale has found something rare in Hollywood: true peace. Stepping through those gates, the silence turns to movement, the hum of engines, the speed, and his conversation with cars. Car collection. The first car in Christian Bale's collection is a Toyota Tacoma, a pickup that says more about his life than his fame. Priced around $30,000, it's modest, practical, and built to last. He bought it in the early 2000s, back when his world revolved around film sets and quiet road trips, not premieres. He's often spotted loading bikes or tools into the back, the late California sun catching on the dust. It's not a showpiece. It's a partner, reliable, familiar, the kind of truck that doesn't change when everything else does. Next comes the BMW 325. I follows a similar code. Simple, grounded, and personal. Priced near $45,000, it's the car that reminds him of his early days in Los Angeles, when ambition still felt raw and everything was earned mile by mile. The inline-six hums with clean precision, and there's something timeless about the way it handles. Direct, intuitive, no excess. It's the kind of car that stays, not because it's the most powerful, but because it's familiar, like a voice you know in the dark. The Porsche Cayenne, Bale's daily rhythm. Starting around $85,000, it's smooth, strong, and understated. He chose it when life began to split between work and home, needing a car that could handle both. Inside, the leather's worn just enough to feel human. The wheel fits naturally in his hands. You can picture him driving home from a set, his wife beside him, the kids asleep in the back. For Bale, speed isn't thrill, it's control. The Cayenne is where power meets peace, where the noise of fame fades into the hum of motion. Then there's the BMW 7 Series, his quiet space on wheels. Valued at roughly $120,000, it's less about display than about focus. The twin-turbo 5.8 moves like thought, steady, precise, without rush. Bale's drawn to details, and the 7 Series rewards that eye. The soft glow of the console, the near silence inside, the sense of pause between moments. It's not just a drive, it's the shift between who he is on screen and who he becomes off it. And there's one more that connects his work to his passion, the Ford GT40. A replica of the 1966 Le Mans winning model worth around $500,000, it's both a memory and a machine. Bale first drove it while filming Ford v Ferrari, portraying legendary driver Ken Miles. The roar of its V8, the tight grip of its steering, the raw mechanical heartbeat, all of it stayed with him long after the cameras stopped. The GT40 isn't about luxury or status, it's a symbol of craft, competition, and the pursuit of perfection. Things Bale understands deeply. It's not just a collector's car, it's a story he lived inside. And finally, the Lamborghini Aventador, the exception. Worth over $400,000, it's a rare break from restraint. Its V12 engine pushes past 700 horsepower, pure force, pure release. He doesn't take it out often, only on long, open California roads when the world feels wide and clear. Alone behind the wheel, horizon ahead, each acceleration feels less like escape and more like clarity. The Aventador isn't just about power, it's about presence. For a man defined by control, this is where he lets go. Each car tells a part of his story, his discipline, his privacy, his search for balance between movement and stillness. They all portray not a man chasing luxury, but a man seeking his own peace behind the wheel. But behind the engines and the open roads lies the real driving force, the one that has built his destiny and shaped his life. Income and net worth. Christian Bale has never chased fame or fortune. His career reflects restraint, fewer films, deeper roles, and choices driven by purpose, not pressure. That quiet discipline, not fame or extravagance, is what built his $120 million fortune and lasting reputation. The real financial turning point came behind the mask. From 2005 to 2012, Bale's portrayal of Bruce Wayne in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy redefined not just his career, but his standing in Hollywood. For Batman Begins, he reportedly earned around $9 million. The success of The Dark Knight lifted that to $10 million, with a $20 million bonus tied to its record-breaking box office. By the time The Dark Knight Rises arrived in 2012, his paycheck reached another $15 million. Altogether, the trilogy brought him roughly $54 million, a figure that could have soared even higher. Warner Brothers allegedly offered him $50 million to return for a fourth film. He turned it down. That quiet refusal said everything about him. A man who places integrity and peace of mind above profit. When the cape came off, Bale didn't chase the next big check. He slowed down, choosing projects that meant something. For The Fighter, American Hustle, and The Big Short, his salaries ranged between $8 million and $10 million. Yet for him, the real reward wasn't in the contracts, but in the collaboration. Working with directors like David O. Russell and Adam McKay gave him the space to explore character over commerce. His 2011 Oscar win for The Fighter wasn't just a career triumph. It was validation that substance could outlast spectacle. He's built his wealth the same way he's built his career, quietly, deliberately, without bending to the noise around him. And that same discipline extends beyond his work. When Bale gives, it's not for show, it's to make a difference. Let's explore the quiet generosity behind his success. Philanthropy. Christian Bale's philanthropy has never been one to chase headlines. It began quietly, shaped by a simple but disturbing truth. Many foster children grow up separated from their siblings, not by choice, but by the limitations of a system designed to protect them. That thought followed him for years, long after the cameras stopped rolling, until it became an ideal he could no longer ignore. With his wife, C.B. Blazich, Bale co-founded Together California, a nonprofit dedicated to keeping families together. The organization's first major project, now taking shape in Palmdale, California, is both compassionate and practical. Valued at $22 million, the community village includes 12 family-style homes, 2 temporary studios for youth who have aged out of foster care, and a 7,000-square-foot community center. When completed, it will be a permanent home for about 70 children, giving them the opportunity to grow up together as siblings. Bale's role goes beyond simply handing out money. He personally helped buy the land, worked with architects, attended city council meetings, and advocated for a community design that feels more like a neighborhood than an institution. Locals describe him as present but unassuming, a man more comfortable listening than talking, more focused on results than credit. His philanthropy goes beyond nurturing children. Over the years, Bale has quietly supported Greenpeace, Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, the World Wildlife Fund, and the Screen Actors Guild Foundation. His interests reflect a clear pattern. He is drawn to causes rooted in conservation, nature, dignity, and human connection. While Bale has never disclosed figures, reports suggest his total contributions, including the Palmdale project, exceed $20 to $30 million. Every act of giving reflects the same discipline that defines his life: steady, sincere, and selfless. Beyond philanthropy, that same spirit shapes his days with his family, far from the cameras. Personal life. These days, Christian Bale lives a quiet, family-focused life, completely removed from Hollywood. He and his wife, C.B. Blazich, have been together since 2000, raising 2 children, daughter Emmeline and son Joseph, who are rarely seen in public. Their life in Los Angeles is quiet and relaxed, focused on family, school, and everyday moments that rarely attract attention. Bale's habits reflect his nature: calm, steady, and discreet. He is often seen jogging near the beach, surfing in the early morning, or kayaking with his son on quiet stretches of river. His clothes are simple. His gestures are leisurely. A quiet man, living a normal life. When not filming, he completely disappears from the public eye, spending months at home reading, cooking, or working on small projects. Friends describe him as devoted to his family and content with everyday life, someone who prefers quiet to fame. Travel remains one of the family's shared joys. They often explore places far from Hollywood, such as a recent trip to Mongolia, where they spent time with nomadic tribes and participated in local festivals. Photos from the trip show Bale smiling alongside Sibi and her children, dressed in traditional Kazakh garb, relaxed, genuine, and completely present. In 2010, Bale applied for U.S. citizenship and completed the process 4 years later. By 2014, he had become an American citizen, a move that reflects not only where he lives, but where he feels rooted. And that's where we leave him, away from the noise, living a life that doesn't need accolades to feel fulfilled. Christian Bale isn't just one of Hollywood's most transformative actors. He's also a man who finds balance between work, family, and quiet. Which part of Bale's quiet life surprised you most? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed seeing this side of him, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.